time for Hyper Crush Battle Arena 5!
Yeah!
All right, I am Sam Weller, and I am joined today by
Sarah Brown, and also Reed Knight.
In, like I say, about 6 hours, I am going to be appearing on Super Dating Simulator's show, Hyper Crush Battle Arena, which I'm going to be representing Dr. Julian Bashir from Star Trek Deep Space Nine. The issue is this. One, unlike the last time I appeared on their show, I did not have a lot of time. I was very busy, and I'm not as nearly as prepared, like, at all, right? So I'm very worried on that sense. Then, on top of that, the lineup that they announced, and they announced them one by one over, like, the course of a couple days, all the people that are competing are really funny and really good at what they do. And the characters they've chosen are just, like, so much more instinctively appealing than my character that, to be fair, not everyone's maybe heard of because Star Trek is kind of not exactly in its prime, right? I think it's fair to say. So I'm a bit fucking terrified that I'm just gonna go out in round one. If you're not aware, the format of the show is each contestant gets 1 minute to either attack or defend, you know, just sort of make their statements about why their character's great and why the other person's character isn't. And then they get 30 seconds rebuttal. So it's basically like a 1v1 comedic roast sort of scenario, except with you know, sort of praising your own character thrown in, or whatever you want to call it. Which means I basically just need some solid go-to insults. So if you have any off the top of your head that are sort of like a you know, non-circumstantial, all situations, just like, oh, I didn't realize I was talking to fuck it, I don't know. Like, this is the thing, I don't have these things readily available. Went through sheer popularity. Nice. That's good. That's a good one. I'm up against, get this, Mario. Let's just stop right there. You ready? If you thought beloved Nintendo character 1 was good, why did they never make a sequel? They did. Contestant 1 is Mario. Contestant 2, Waluigi. Fucking Waluigi. Name me one person that isn't going to vote Waluigi for the fucking meme alone. Like, how do you compete with that? You don't. Today they announced Hopper from Bug's Life. He's the bad guy from Bug's Life, who, to be fair, and I don't know to what degree they're anticipating this, but Hopper is played by Kevin Spacey. So we might have an in there. A Kev in, if you will. Oh, it's jokes like this that'll get me out in round one. There's also, and this is the one I'm really afraid of, the person who had won a previous Hyper Crush battle is repping Wesley from The Princess Bride, which, if you're not familiar, is the definition of, like, just sex appeal. It's also a situation where, like, anything Julian Bashir can do, Wesley can do better. I mean, I won't say that on stream, but anyways, the person who's chosen that as their character is really funny, and the character is quite a formative crush. Punk, you lie more than a mobile game ad on Facebook? That's pretty good. You know what? Actually, you know what we're gonna do? I'm gonna get a little notepad open or something. And I'll take some of the good ones from chat. You're lying more than a mobile game ad on Facebook. That's good. That's good. If someone says something that we know we can counter or isn't fully true, we can hit him with that. That's good. That's good content. Thank you, Dragon Dude. Much appreciated. I hear the only women you can get aren't 6 foot tall, they're 6 foot under. Bruh! That's fucking savage. But like, it also, like, what does that really mean if you think about it? Like, like the only women you can get are fucking dead? Like, that's, I don't know how well that'll fly in the grand scheme of things. I kind of like it conceptually. I'm just not 100% on it. You should start digging a grave. Luckily, you've got your chin to use as a shovel. Dude, that's not bad. That's not bad. Let me add that. Waluigi shovel chin. Not bad, not bad. Your jokes have as much variety as EA Sports games. You know what? That's not bad. That's not bad. One thing I've learned from my analysis, I think, So one, having the better character helps. What helps more is being funnier, right? So that's step one, which is why we kind of want the roasts. Step two, though, you never want to be like backpedaling too much. Yeah, you don't want to spend too much time doing the damage control. If you're someone's like, oh, your character is, you know, your character looks like the kind of guy who would kick a dog as a joke, right? You don't want to spend your whole 30-second rebuttal going, no, my character would never kick a dog because actually in this episode he mentions how much he loves dogs, and dogs are clearly related to him because look at his personality, he's clearly such a dog guy. And then your 30 seconds are up, and you spent your entire 30 seconds on the back foot. That's how you lose. You want to spend maybe like a couple seconds being like, you know, like actually, if you actually watch the show for any more than 2 seconds, you'd see he owns a dog and loves it. And it's a major plot point. Your guy, on the other hand, and then you counterattack, right? There's 2 steps to the counterattack. One is the counter, the second is the attack. Ignore the disses, bulldoze over them, never go on the defensive, pretty much. You can't completely ignore the disses, because if you do, then it's like, I mean, you can to a degree, but if someone's like, oh, your character's a fucking Nazi, right? And then you just don't address that, could be in very hot water. Chat will notice that you didn't counter the Nazi point, right? So you do have to address some of them, but not necessarily all of them. Oh, a power move that I learned in my from the first Hyper Crush battle I watched and used to great effect in the Hyper Crush battle that I took part in. Bigly effective is yielding your time. So you get the minute or the 30 seconds if it's the rebuttal, but you don't have to use it all, right? If you come out with a solid punch or a solid joke right off the bat, and then you're just like, I yield the rest of my time, everyone loses their minds. And quite rightfully so, because it's such a power play, right? And it's honestly sometimes a smarter choice, because like, if you come out with a solid punch, and then the rest of what you have to say is just sort of like trailing off facts from a fandom wiki page, you sort of lose the impact, right? So I think we gotta hit hard, fast, and then just get out. Because of Julian Bashir and the character that he is, I think the play I have to make is being very, you know, well-to-do to die today to minstrel true to two, and sort of gentlemanly, and like hitting it with that sort of vibe, you know what I mean? I think in many ways what I need to do is just like accept in my mind that I'm going to lose to remove the pressure, because I've been really anxious about the show, like, ever since they asked me to be on it. I've just been freaking out. I will think of some stuff off stream. Like I'll take like some solid ones from chat. Chances are I'll have to write some specific stuff both for my character and theirs. And also chances are I'll just basically like have to improvise is what it's gonna be really.
It's time for Hyper Crush Battle Arena 5!
Yeah.
All right, we have a random number generator. We have our lineup down below. I think most people, if you follow us on social media, at Super Dating Simulator, on Instagram, on Facebook, you'll know a lot of these things already, who's going up against. We have Waluigi, we have Bakura from Yu-Gi-Oh!, we have Mario, we have Wesley from The Princess Bride, we have Dr. Julian Bashir from Star Trek, Hopper from It's a Bug's Life, we have Rainbow Bright, and then finally we have both Aunt Vivs from The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, of the first, I guess, tag team entry into the Crush Arena, but valid as Aunt Viv was portrayed by 2 different actors.
And truly, what a gambit of crushes we have. We've got, you know, we've got movies, video games, TV, we've got people and bugs.
So leading us off will be Rainbow Bright, will be in slot 1 competing, and then against Axolotl Questions representing Dr. Julian Bashir. So let's talk about this very interesting matchup as I crop the next battle.
Yeah, so I think this is pretty interesting because Rainbow Bright, obviously I know aesthetically, what a moment, what an icon. But like her personality and her like surrounding media, I'm really not familiar with.
I did some cursory research as a competitor, and I'll be honest, there's actually some pretty good meat on those bones. You wouldn't expect it from her property, especially.
Interesting.
I'm about to say things that I shouldn't reveal. I'll let our competitors reveal it.
Sure.
But then we also have the iconic. How many times have I said iconic? I don't know. Count them.
It's a good word.
Deep Space Nine.
Yes, which is very rich in lore. Yeah, it's very rich in lore. Sorry, I totally cut you off.
No worries. Rainbow Bright is surprisingly rich in lore. Read the Wikipedia sometime.
Huh.
It's like it's deep.
Here's my Rainbow Bright poll. I remember taping the TV movie and watching it multiple times as a kid. I think it aired on Disney Channel, if I'm quoting that correctly, because I think they just had to fill up time. But what I was struck by with Rainbow Bright was how thematically consistent she is. She is always about rainbows, and she has pretty much every single gimmick that a young woman or even a fanciful young lad like me watching that show would want to have in their lives. A magical horse, a puffy best friend. So that's what I'm going to say on that. Dr. Julian Bashir, I mean, I just look at the man's jawline and I'm already thinking I need a diagnosis, a love diagnosis. Who is going first? Reed.
All right, I'll be honest. Rainbow Bright's going to be Tails for no other reason than my brain told me. And the brain is the eldritch god of who I listen to.
What a horrifying way to live.
We're Tails. Rainbow Bright's going first.
Okay, Rainbow Bright leads us off. Sarah, you have the floor.
Yes, Shoshana, you have 1 minute in defense of Rainbow Bright. Your time starts now.
In a shadowy and dismal world steps a young warrior, a simple girl from Earth. She finds the sphere of light and brings color and hope to a gray and sad world. Rainbow Bright is a powerful hero who won through the power of rainbows. In 1987, did you know that she actually started on a Hallmark greeting card? That's right. She started in
30
CBS
seconds.
and worked her way up to 13 episodes and a movie. But she is so much more than that. Rainbow Bright is actually a metaphor for the fight against depression, the battle to keep our lives bright and full of color and defeat the murky dismals of the world. Rainbow Bright taught me all you need is good friends and lots of magic
10 seconds.
Lots of magic crystals to be happy. I yield my time.
Excellent. Okay, Axolotl with Dr. Julian Bashir. You have 1 minute to state your case. Your time starts now.
Oh, Axe. You might need to...
Oh, he knows.
I'm Axolotl Question, as you've heard, and I have to ask you, when was the last time you treated yourself to someone who actually really loved and cared about you? I'm here to tell you about Julian Bashir, a top percentile doctor, a first officer, an athletic prodigy, a queer-coded character, later in the series a spy, but above all, a gentleman. Forming meaningful, romantic, sexual, aromantic, and asexual relationships with a vast number of characters, Julian is a man who doesn't judge, doesn't project onto
30
you,
seconds.
he just loves you as you need him to. The man is the definition of bedside manner, blended with a healthy dose of bedside manner. So, if you do need a new prescription of love, the doctor will see you now.
You have 10 more seconds if you want them.
And I yield them.
All right. Wow, back to Rainbow Bright. You have 30 seconds for a rebuttal. Your time starts now.
I just want to talk a little bit about Rainbow Bright's fashion, because I don't understand how any human being could see this sort of outfit and
wow.
just not want that as a part of their lives forever and ever. Bashir, he, I know you're trying to spruce him up with the suit there, but there's something so uncomfortable about a man in a onesie.
Time. Devastating words. We are back to Axolotl for Dr. Julian Bashir. 30 more seconds.
First of all, the man is known to wear a tuxedo. There's no two ways about it. You've lost in the fashion department. The fact of the matter is quite simply this. I don't respect any character I have to dig through a Wikipedia page for in order to be able to actually diss. Okay? I mean, if we could even have a poll in chat just to see who the hell had to Google what the hell this was before turning up to the show, because I'm definitely one of them. And it was a waste of time because it turns out it's just a Cabbage Patch Kid knockoff of Sailor Moon. Yield my time.
It's getting vicious in here with the Cabbage Patch Sailor Moon of it all.
Bashir did not warn Rainbow Bright that they were about to give them that injection of pain.
Rude. All I'll say is, wow, rude. But then again, it's Hyper Crush Battle. People fight to the death here, and we love them for it.
That's true. That's true. And the poll is up. So if you are on the side of rainbows and defeating negative thoughts, number 1 for Rainbow Bright. If you like a certain doctor's bedside manner, vote for number 2. So number 1, Rainbow Bright. Number 2, Dr. Julian Bashir.
And as people vote, may we both take a moment to appreciate that both of these competitors came dressed to impress and align with their characters, both the Tux and the Rainbow Bright. Like, incredible reveal from both of you, incredible commitment. Among many other things, this is also like a fashion battle, which I love. And also, what an impossible choice between a classic suit and like a colorful rainbow ensemble, if I do say so myself.
I mean, between the two outfits, I can't choose. I can't. I would, if someone showed up in a date in a very fashionable and like sleek rainbow ensemble or a suit, first it depends on where we are. I'm assuming a nice restaurant. Then hell yeah. If we're at Dave & Buster's, don't do that.
So, it is now neck and neck. It is neck and neck with the poll, but I'm going to cut it off. Okay, guys? In 5, 4,
never doing it.
3, 2, 1. And cutting it off by a hair. We are going to take a trek with Dr. Julian Bashir. But it was
the closest vote we've ever had, at least in this Hyper Crush.
That is the closest fight yet, and so I want to make sure that we give an opportunity here to Shoshana, representing the positivity of Rainbow Bright. What would Rainbow do? We're about to find out. Shoshana, your last words.
You know what? I still believe in the power of friendship, so it's all good. I'm just happy that someone won, and it doesn't have to be me.
That was so beautiful and so touching. So we have to move on to the next semifinal.
Okay. Which is Waluigi against Dr. Julian Bashir. I'm going to crop, and you guys are going to give me the tail of the tape.
As someone who just recently lost to Waluigi, this is going to be a bloodbath. And I'm not saying a single-sided bloodbath, mind you. Axolotl Question has clearly shown he has warmed up his game. Everything is loose and limber, and he's ready to fucking go. Sorry, effing go for those who don't like the F word. They're both limber, they're both loose, they're both knowledgeable, and I dropped my quarter prematurely. So, Sarah, what you guys say?
Yeah, we were talking about fashion earlier. I mean, in many ways, Waluigi is also his own fashion icon when you really think about it.
True.
You know,
you'd recognize that guy anywhere.
He has that it factor. Who is she? She is Waluigi.
Wow.
Wow.
I do have one piece of crucial Nintendo lore that I do want to share before we get started, which is that, so everybody knows that Mario and Luigi are brothers. Did you guys know that Wario and Waluigi are just friends?
They're not brothers.
They're not brothers. They're just friends.
Yeah. Oh, we got to talk about an internet deep dive later. But for now, I have a coin. Will I drop it? Will I not? 50-50 chance. More like 60-40. Waluigi is Tails. BT dubs.
Nicely done.
Tails.
Okay, so Waluigi is up first. Jonathan, you have 1 more minute. Your time starts now.
All right, there we go. What's up, y'all? And we're back at it with Waluigi, who, like she said, is a winner. I don't make the rules, I just report them. Look, and speaking of reporting, Waluigi has been featured in the New York Times, the Daily Dot, the Washington Post. All these publications have run articles about the mystique, the dark, mysterious, brooding character that is Waluigi. Now I know there's a lot of, these like fantasy, Star Trek, whatever, hoo-ha going on. Look, Waluigi Waluigi is unbelievably multi-talented. He is the main antagonist of Dance Dance Revolution Mario Mix, So not only is he a bad boy, he's a talented dancer. In Mario Party 3, we find out he owns an island, so he's a billionaire playboy, not just a playboy. He's an interesting voice, but his voice has been remixed into songs like Uptown Funk and Wild Thoughts by Rihanna. So truth be told, I mean, he can't beam you up, but he can do everything else for you.
Time. Axolotl, you have 1 more minute for your argument. Your time starts now.
Knock knock, it's raw sexual appeal o'clock. Gentlemen, great, it's time to step up the game a little bit. We talked about the jawline earlier, we touched on that and probably, cut ourselves sharp, right? But now that I'm in party mode officially, I feel like I can announce that Julian is genetically enhanced. His mind, his athleticism, hand-eye coordination. You ever been walking through a grocery store and you see an eggplant and you're like, God, that thing's huge, must be GMO. I think that speaks for itself. But I gotta spend some time here to talk about the fact that Waluigi is a textbook toxic soft boy. You think he's romantic, but he's just spooling out hollow 5th grade poetry words and then asking for a picture of your tits. Like, oh, your eyes are like the night sky in June, or please send a picture of your ass. His friends are scummy dirtbags too, like Wario, who don't actually like you. They just see you as an accessory to Waluigi because he sets the tone in the first place by treating you like an object or a pet instead of a person. You can't fix him. He's not broken. He's just an asshole. Have standards for yourself. You deserve to be well. I yield my time.
Wow. Jonathan, you have another 30 seconds for Waluigi. Your time starts now.
Yeah, our semi-British friend here is wearing 2 glasses but can't see the truth. Waluigi, he's right about one thing. Dude's got a jawline of iron. And yeah, truth be told, he's not just some nerd. I mean, I think it's safe to say that men and women are attracted to people that are interesting. It's not just about if you have on a suit, it's about the man inside the suit. And the man under the overalls, Waluigi, is twice the man this Star Trek guy ever was.
Time. And back to Axolotl for a 30-second rebuttal. Your time starts now.
Yeah, let's talk about the guy underneath the suit, and forgive me for being so crass. I mean, I feel like we've crossed that line, but what you have to bear in mind here is that in the bedroom, sometimes some people like to moan. And if that feels right for you, great, more power to you. But you're telling me you're happy to be with a man who's gonna be right up in your ear like, I'm a Waluigi, wahoo, hee-ha, wahoo, wahoo. Like, you're telling me you're still gonna have blood flowing down south when you're hearing that in your ear? Dude, you gotta be crazy, man. Also, his chin is more like a shovel than, anything else. So I'll just leave that as a final note. I yield my time.
Wow. They were ready to play dirty. They were ready to call each other out.
Face like a shovel, but apparently twice a man under the overalls against. So that's number 1 for Waluigi. Vote number 2 for Dr. Julian Bashir. Dr. Julian Bashir with the avatar axolotl questions immediately with the double shades. Reed, what do you think of the strategy?
I lost it when he said love flowing down south. The mute function is a pivotal investment in Zoom because I was dying. It was beautifully done. The war between the two, I don't know. I can't call who's gonna win from this. I can't. Normally I say I can't, but I can't. Well done on both ends.
I'd like to appreciate while we're here, what a well-cited argument Jonathan had for Waluigi. Jonathan has sources for all of these things. He's going to provide us the bibliography after this. I appreciate a candidate that does their research.
This has been a really tough battle. But now, Sam, how about we count it down?
Let's do it, Reed. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Oh my!
By a hair. The doctor will continue to see you now.
The doctor is
Bashir, he's in. He's in the final.
Our competitors can't see, but it was 45 to 54%. And honestly, it leapt back and forth rather clinically. I have to hand it to Waluigi. He did a good fight as someone who lost to him. And lost, by the way, too. I think it was like 15 to 90%. Fabulously done. Anyway, that's me.
Jonathan, your final words?
Yeah, hey man, you gotta give it to the doctor. He put up a good fight, can't take anything away from him. But you also can't take anything away from Waluigi. Last thing I'm gonna point out is the truth, which is that Waluigi, if you play Mario Kart Double Dash, Waluigi has a car. Most millennial men do not have cars. Waluigi's got a car, and it's a convertible. So if you're trying to cruise down PTH, with a man who's tall, dark, and handsome, you gotta go Waluigi, and that's all I gotta say.
Thank you, Jonathan. Yes, a tip for all you people out there looking to get a partner of your choice: get a car. Just get a car already. Thank you, Jonathan, for joining us in the Hyper Crush Battle Arena. I'm prepping the final battle. It's going to be Wesley up against Dr. Julian Bashir.
All right, we've got Wesley and Dr. Julian Bashir. I feel like these are like two different archetypes of like your classic like sci-fi fantasy man.
We have two dapper men who know how to dress. I am eager to see. We're in the final round. Most competitors.
This is for all the marbles.
So who's leading off, Reed? Only one can go first.
Only one. Again, it's a storybook story, and storybook stories are also tales. I didn't mentally prepare for this, so here we go. Ah, yes, you love to see it. Tails is what's going up. Wesley, tell it to me.
Yes, for your final argument, 1 minute, and your time starts now.
Thank you so much. I'm gonna speak from the heart on this one. We've heard a lot of arguments tonight, but I'm gonna talk about me. Wesley was one of the first crushes I ever had in my youth, 14 years old. One of the first books I read voluntarily was The Princess Bride. That's right, a book. It was over 400 pages long, and I devoured it in 3 days. Wesley is an inspiration to me. He's not only a crush, but he's an icon. He's somebody who stands firm in his convictions. He's somebody who fights for what he believes in. He's somebody who can get down with criminals, with royalty, with pirates, and with princesses. And if you play your cards right, you might not just be a princess bride. He might make you a princess wife. He is everything. And that means the world to me and to many other people who had their sexual awakening in the early 80s. Thank you for my time. I yield it.
All right. What an incredibly heartfelt and sincere final argument. Axolotl, you have 1 minute for your final argument, and your time starts now.
Thank you. I have a lot of respect for this opponent. I think there is something to be said of an equal playing field regarding, two well-spoken English gentlemen who tend to fence and otherwise be rather polite. And so I will meet you on your terms. Dr. Julian Bashir, he came to me at a time when I also had not exactly a sexual awakening so much as a deeper realization of myself. I moved from being just another goddamn straight guy to being a moderately bisexual guy. And to be honest, if that isn't a victory in and of itself, I don't know what is. So I will meet you on those terms. Beyond that, I will say, to talk about the character himself, he is a man of many talents. The skill set there's nothing he can't do.
10 seconds.
He creates an intelligent, self-aware holoprogram with the personality of Frank Sinatra crossed with the dad you wish you had, right? He cures disease in a matter of weeks or days, something we all want right now. He gets perfect scores on all his tests and games. He is the definition of twinker, tailor boyfriend, homo spy. Thank you. I'm sorry I went over time slightly.
That's okay. What an incredible array of words at the end. Also incredible representation for the moderately bisexual community. Mayana, you have a 30-second rebuttal. Your time starts now.
Speaking as a moderately bisexual myself, I'm honored to be meeting a like-minded individual. I'll finish with this. I've been saying it so long to you. You just wouldn't listen. Every time you said, "Fawn boy, do this," you thought I was answering as you wish. But that's only because you were hearing wrong. I love you was what it was. But you never heard.
10 seconds.
That's all I have to say.
Love that. Okay. For the final word in the matter, Axolotl, you have your 30-second rebuttal. Your time starts now.
You know what? I opened this by saying that Dr. Julian Bashir is a gentleman. It's what I have been trying to sell you all on the entire time. My opponent has met me on fair, viable terms, didn't even come to attack my character. So you know what? As a matter of fact, in a final twist of the narrative, I not only yield my time, but I yield my victory. If you want to vote for me, I won't stop you, but I yield.
Wow. This is unheard of. This is unprecedented territory.
Speaking as whether you are moderate or full bisexual like I am, you can find something to like in this with all of our competitors, with all the else today.
A bend
I
de la
am so
creme
speechless
moment.
and floored. We had such a wholesome final round. We got to meet our competitors on such a personal level. Not only that, a yield of time and potentially victory. What do we do as judges? Do we still let the audience decide? Let them hold it up?
I think so. I
it's
think we still have to vote. We're legally obligated.
We still have to vote. Yes, we are legally obligated. 1 for Wesley, 2 for the good doctor. So 1 for Wesley, 2 for Dr. Julian Bashir in the chat.
I really,
Wow.
as much as I love when the fur flies in these, this was a very sincere argument with like very touching thoughts about like identity and self-actualization and representation. And I really appreciate our competitors bringing such a thoughtful perspective to these. It was a very charming, very sweet note to end our night on.
Throughout
after
this,
so much brutal bloodshed.
Absolutely. And you know, that's the thing. It's like our tagline is always, this is a place of acceptance and love. And what better place to accept and love than by being way too friendly and classy. But by contrast, we also heard about rainbow girls that cure depression, the multifaceted and multi-gig economy jobs of Mario and Waluigi.
Sam, yes, but I have to live announce as I'm watching the chat. There's been some conspiracy happening amongst the audience. They're planning to have this be 50-50.
The audience is working
together. The audience
together.
has decided there will be no winner. They are currently trying to keep it at 50-50. No one else is voting right now.
If people are not watching the stream, there is definitely there's a desire to keep things 50-50 right now.
3, 2, 1. I say we cut it. And I think officially
we are 50-50.
This is the first time we've ever had an official tie in Hyper Crush Battle Arena history. How? Can we, I mean, Sam, you're the power master behind it, but can we please pull both of our competitors up so they can shake hands, congratulate?
Yeah, they're on screen right. They're on screen right now. Let's have them cut a dual promo here.
There we go.
Well played, good sir.
Well played. I mean, first of all, respect also to everyone. Everyone came full force, and it was incredible. Yeah, and I cheers to our moderately bisexual ending. Cheers to you. Cheers to everyone, I guess.
Cheers to LaCroix.
Yeah, shout out to LaCroix, I guess.
Shout out to LaCroix and Scotch.
No, not unless they pay us. Not unless they pay us.
Sorry. Shout out to no one. Shout out to no one.
Shout out to us.
Shout out to us. Oh my God.
Well, thank you, Mayana. Thank you, Axolotl Questions. I think the party continues in the chat, and as the night continues. But you know what? What a hell of a Hyper Crush Battle Arena 5. So thank you again for joining us here at the Hyper Crush Battle Arena. Thank you to all of our comedians. Just want to say thanks again, everybody joining us in the chat. Your winners, I guess, are Wesley and Dr. Julian Bashir. A moderately bi ending indeed. Follow us at Super Dating Simulator on Instagram, on Facebook, and on Twitter. And we will see you next time. Thank you for joining us in the arena. Bye.